Alright, we are back once again in another recording session for Godhand. Picking up where we left off, we are now on stage 6, A Night on Bald Mountain. This is following directly after the final fight against Elvis, so now we can see what's in store for our plucky hero.
I ran across this earlier. I don't need it, so it's yours.
A gift? Didn't I ask you to stay here?
Well, I need a favor in return.
That explains the gift.
It seems some people have been forced into slavery by the demons.
I feel their pain. I'm a slave too. I think I made a mistake. The slaves got it easy.
He really is just a little kid.
Another day in the life of Jean. Alright, Olivia gave us Livan Batu, which is an upgrade to the original Livan, but because we're using Typhoon Kick, that one's not going to be terribly useful. Now I think it's been a couple weeks since I did the last recording session, so I need to sort of remember what my moveset is here. I think one of the biggest things we added was the Drunken Fall, which I will definitely be making use of here. It's a very handy means of crowd control. And our setting has changed to this sort of mountainous cliff area where apparently a bunch of the villagers are being held prisoner by Shannon. In the last major cutscene, we learned that she's going to be trying to take out Jean after Elvis. Because of how long that Elvis fight took, I'm starting at level 1. And all these areas that aren't fenced in can be used to launch enemies off for an insta-kill. I'm going to try not to do that too much, since insta-killing enemies like that keeps you from getting rewards. But in instances where I need to control how many enemies I'm fighting, then I'll probably launch some of them off. That's a good example. The bigger enemies are still tougher to launch with Drunken Fall, but the regular lower level mooks can still be launched relatively easily. And now the wrestler type female enemies are going to start becoming more common as elites. But these ones with the whips, those are trouble. Well, that's one way to deal with the fight. And we couldn't see it in here, but a couple of those ladies were doing their best Ivy from Soul Calibur impressions on these poor villagers. And I'm gonna pass an area that I can't backtrack from, so I'm gonna collect everything from these guys. Slacking off on the job got me punished. I got sent here just for looking like that guy. The villagers are basically slaves up in the mountains here. Now we have a mini sort of arena. This is a slightly more advanced version of the little guys. We've seen this guy in the amusement park area. And we have a Mohawk elite sitting there just chilling, watching all his friends get the stuffing beaten out of him. whip. And now it's time for the big guy. Oh, you don't? I'm meaning to do some research on the hidden moves. I wonder if their damage scales with the game. Like that move and the launcher move. I wonder if they're designed to all do a percentage rather than a flat damage value. Alright, this is a sort of mini boss that shows up in set points throughout this part forward. It's a samurai type enemy, and they're relatively difficult. Alright. Oh, I didn't see he was in a dizzy state. It's alright. We'll throw God Hand here, just because I think this is a checkpoint area and I don't want to do this again. Beating those guys lets you get their sword, which you can use on enemies. And the samurai type enemies are actually really weak to reverse sweep. So that's probably something I'll try and use going forward. You run into those guys in several spots in this area. Stomping Fist. That was the juggle, punching juggle type move. I smell some creeps coming this way. That is a lot of creeps. Fortunately, with the help of Drunken Fall, we can sort of just chain launch a lot of these enemies and kind of play the distance game with them a little bit. This would be pretty difficult to do if I was on level die. I could Typhoon kick him, but I kind of want the cash rewards for beating him. Alright, yeah, that was a checkpoint. That's good. And the chest respawns, but it just has money in it. I no longer have my sword, so we'll do. We'll make use of the barrels. And I missed. Let's get out of the corner. Alright, that'll help a little bit. You can see here that for crowd control, Drunken Falls is incredibly useful. And there's even more enemies, which means it's barrel time. Alright. Getting a little crowded. Now there's 2 elites left. think you can pick those torches up. Ooh. Yeah, the elites, I think, are more resistant to the Drunken Falls launch. You have to put them in a guard break state in order to actually launch them successfully. She's dead. Ah. Alright. That area is kind of tough, especially if you don't have any God Hand or roulette orbs. Woohoo, you got rid of him. You're the man.